Hey everyone, I'm Ashton Ernst coming at you with a first quarter of 2023 market update. You guys are always waiting for these, right? I'm super excited to report on these numbers though, because it's vastly different than we expected it to be for this first quarter. The market predictions and even my predictions for this year were kind of bleak, right? We expected inventory to rise, prices to stabilize, interest rates to continue to go up, and kind of come into this more balanced marketplace as far as inventory and such goes. That is not the trend line that we are seeing now. So all the really smart people that had made these predictions for this year were not so far right. And the good news though for our consumers in the Atlanta market is that it is still a great place to buy and sell real estate. But we have to transact in a very specific manner. So for sellers, let's talk about sellers for a moment. This means that although the inventory is going down, which has never happened in the first quarter of the year historically, typically inventory goes up and we're all waiting for that spring selling season. That doesn't seem to be happening. And the reason most people, if they do not have to make a move, are not going to trade in a 2.8% interest rate for a 6.25 interest rate unless they absolutely have to do it. If you are a seller in this marketplace, be mindful of that because we may be able to push pricing, but we can't push it too far because of the interest rates and ultimately because of buyer demand. The number of buyers coming into the marketplace is actually increasing. The buyers are not scared off by interest rates. They're ready to transact, but there's very limited inventory. So we are still seeing those multiple offer situations. So flipping to the buyer side for a moment, if you are a buyer in this marketplace or planning to be a buyer in this marketplace, you should plan to compete. But the competition level looks vastly different than last year and a couple of years prior. So what we have to do to win a house is so much different. So do not let that scare you off. We can absolutely win you a house and maybe even not compete with anyone because the reality is prices are they are going up slightly, but they're held to a certain level because of the interest rate environment. But that also means we're not expecting for them to go down. Did you know over 67% of consumers at the start of this year predicted that the real estate market would crash? There is absolutely zero signs of that based upon the data that we had before in all reality, but especially based upon the data that we have now. We're actually poised to be in a rising competition environment, even with all of the elements at play. And that has to do with inventory. So if you are a seller and you wish to sell your home in the next 3 to 6 months, this should be a really great time to do it. And if you're a buyer and you've got the right agent, meaning me or someone great from our team, we'd love to help you win in today's market. So as always, if you have any questions specific to your situation, I'd love to chat with you. Have a great week.